Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Galactic Readings. I'm Tanys Coughlan from the Twillow Lifestyle Community, Twillow Lifestyle Academy, like right here. And I'm joined by my co-host.
Behind the scenes like this. So we come on and Tanys is looking at me like, what?
No, I couldn't do anything until we come on screen.
I love it.
Hi, now we're on screen. We're going to do that.
Yes. And now we're on top of our appropriate tags.
Exactly. So check out our tags.
That's where you can find us.
So we are here for our first ever Galactic Readings.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be doing sort of I think we're going to have the intention that we're getting information from our galactic guides to bring forward for, I'm hearing humanity. So apparently this is what we're doing. So we shall see what they have to say. So we have a bunch of galactic decks that we're using. So you'll see them as we go. So the first one I'm using is one from our friend Lisa.
Yay!
Yes, whoops. And one just is popping out here. So we're jumping right into it, I guess. Actually, we have two.
Perfect.
Oh, very interesting. So they go together quite well. Kind of good for this time of year. So this is the January reading of 2026. So welcome to the new year too. By the time you see this, it'll be, partway through January.
So we're going to do mid-month to mid-month, I think is the way that we've decided, because the other reading is from the 1st to the 1st.
Right.
So this will be that kind of crossing over energy.
Yes. And so what I got was reptilian, and it's actually reptilian for 2 cards that I got. Reptilian transformation and reptilian self-power. So I find that kind of interesting because, transformation towards self-power is very empowering, that kind of thought. And so, when we talk about the reptilians, there's a lot of mixed feeling about them. And I think that it would be a good idea for us to sort of talk about that for a moment. They get a bad rap. They're just very, they're not they're service to self, right? Instead of service to the all, which is where this self-power in this one comes from. But look at the colors in there. Isn't that gorgeous? It's beautiful artwork. But they were originally dragon.
Yeah.
Right? And so that is an important thing to remember. Just that they were dragons that were not behaving as congruently as the rest.
That is a great way to put it.
And so, I think that we need to look at it with as much compassion as we can, because that's who we are, not because it has anything to do with them.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about the reptilian energy, right? It's powerful, it's assertive, it's strategic, and it's intense. And that is okay. It's okay to have those traits. It's the focus that matters. And so when the focus is on resilience and personal strength in the sense of transformation, that is a beautiful energy to have. Whereas if the focus is on domination and control, that's a really heavy energy to be in. Right. But if we're looking at it in this aspect, I think it is important to look at the greater kind of energy or traits that are available. And that talks about resilience and resourcefulness and in the face of challenge and being able to be intuitive about power dynamics and control, because those are things that are so inherent in the race. And so I think it's really important for us to understand, as you're saying, the greater energy around it, not just the draconians of our system and what they've done, but the full reptilian race and how that energy can really be powerful and transformative for us.
Exactly. So for this month, focus on transformation and self-power, empowerment, resilience. That would be what we get from that.
Mm-hmm. And as we are in that transformation place and self-power, this return to self-energy is the soft exhale. Right? And the soft exhale says, release, surrender, peace. Because your breath knows the way home. And so I think, the energy that we're talking about right now, especially when we're in transformative power and all, is it can be intense sometimes. So can we take a step back and allow ourselves to just be in that grounding energy so that we can surrender, right? I love that piece of release and surrender, because it's in surrender that we can transform. We can't transform if we're fighting everything and there's resistance and all of that. So it's
Absolutely.
a beautiful energy to step into.
Yeah. Well, and that goes with the next one, which is from our Mystic Martians deck. And it's it's quite a cute card. Syrians, and it has B. So Syrian, Sirius B. And it says responsibilities, lessons, and growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So us as a human race, we are stepping into that. We're starting to look at our responsibilities as part of our galactic family. What are our responsibilities, right? Diplomacy is going to be a topic. Lessons, we need to learn how to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of our growing up process. Our growing up process is, it's in the middle. It's not, we're not grown-ups yet.
Yeah.
In the galactic scheme of things. But we're getting there. But
Absolutely.
wouldn't it be fun to go and swim with the mermaids? Or the Syrians?
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And then the next card I got, I'll just tell you guys, the deck is the Celestial Realms. And it is the Guiding Star. Okay, there we go. The Guiding Star. And it says, your guiding star leads you towards your purpose. Trust its light. And this is such an important piece in terms of this movement, to be able to just trust that where we're going and how we're moving is guided. And so as we're going through these transformations, we're, one, not alone in them, and two, there is a purpose, there is a plan, and we are being guided as we go.
And how are we being guided? By our chakras, right? Our third eye chakra, which this isn't, this is the Earth Star chakra, and it's initiation. So we're being guided by our guides towards an Earth initiation.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, if you look at that card, there's a lot of energy in that card. This is the It's a lot of energy in this card. So look close and allow yourself to be initiated. So we are becoming there. We're working at being more compatible with galactic energies, and that's kind of this ascension process that most of us are aware of, where our energies are shifting to be able to be more compatible and to be able to have more interaction. Mm-hmm. And that's the initiation process that we're going through.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the messages from the universe, it says, when you continue to reminisce, replay, or hold on to what could have been, you continue to hold yourself in a place of resistance. Let what was inspire a new way of living, but don't allow it to limit and determine what can be. Such an important message, to be able to recognize that, yes, these things that have happened in our lives, they have kind of formed a path for us, and yet we don't have to continue a particular path based on those. So we can understand, okay, this is where I'm at, but we can also hold space for where do I want to go, and allow ourselves to be guided and to be able to hold that space for what's possible in terms of, what comes next for us. It is able to be open if we are able to release some of what has held us so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's a lot of karmic stuff that we need to release too, right?
Well, and remember, right? I mean, we're this is really for mid-month to mid-month, and so from mid-month January to mid-month February, we're still in snake energy. We are still shedding, and so that is that release energy that is here for us, which is beautiful.
So, and then the extraterrestrial oracle by Uri Geller. I got moon. So light in the dark. Light in the dark. And that's about that duality, right? The moon is about intuition as well. So again, stepping into our intuition, feeling into that.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that if there was no light, we wouldn't know the dark, and vice versa. So we have to have both to understand that duality and the polarity which is in our universal consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Thing I'm looking for, but anyway, universal law. Where is that word? Help me out, guys. Help me out.
Bring it down.
Our universal laws talk about polarity, right? And that duality. And so the moon speaks to that, and it's a very feminine energy. So really bringing in that feminine, receiving, allowing yourself to receive from our guides, and allow that to filter through into intuition.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I mean, this whole idea of polarity, right? Because in the spiritual world, you're going to come across a lot of people who go, no, there is no polarity. There is no whatever. And there is. The reality, though, is that it's actually a triad if you look at it. We've got either extreme, and then we have the balance. And so it is okay to have both extremes, because the idea is that we're here to have every experience.
Exactly.
A full spectrum of experience. And then we're here to find the balance, right? And so that is where that three become one, right? In being able to really hold that space. And so the next card I got is from the Gateway of Light activation. This is the Orion activation. And the Orion activation, it says supernova, recreation, renewal, and rebirthed by light. So again, this is this beautiful energy to be able to recognize this spectrum that we're in, and how at any point in time we can have a rebirth in that energy, in the balance of both sides of a polarity, and being able to bring that together. That is our rebirth. And so it's a beautiful thing to be able to go, okay, yeah, supernova too, because sometimes, let's be real, everything's kind of got to blow up in order for things to shift and change. And I don't mean that like in war sense and stuff like that, where it's really complicated. And I say that not in Earth terms, but because we're doing the galactic readings. And for those of you who follow us, you know that we have a galactic history of war and having these things, you know, where there's been great destruction. But the idea here is that when we within ourselves allow for things to kind of just go, okay, that's it, right? Now I can feel all the feels I need to feel. I can be in all the energy I need to be in. And then I can allow for what's next to unfold, because I'm not holding on as I was before.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the next one I got for Moonology was nothing will come of this situation, void of course moon. So, you know, this speaks to the season that we're in, because when we are in winter, it's very much that go inside, right? Don't do anything right away. Go inside and figure it out. So that goes along with the shedding that we're talking about. So don't do anything right now. Go inside. Allow that stuff to filter through so that you understand what you need and want coming forward. Okay, so that's the void of course moon. It's like that in between. And that's kind of what we are, is that in between.
Yeah, absolutely. So the cosmic energy oracle is blessings, right? That blessing energy. It says blessings are gifts from the universe. Receive and share them. And this is such an important part of our process too. And I going into this idea of blessings, because we think of blessings and I say this very generalized, and it may or may not apply to you, but a lot of the time when we think about blessings, we think about a couple different things. First, we think about this external kind of thing coming to us, okay? And that's, yes, the universe will bring us all of these things, but blessings come from within too. And so recognizing that we can hold space for these blessings within ourselves. And again, it comes back to what we've been talking about transformation and focus. Where am I looking? Where am I putting my attention? And then the other side of this too is we look at blessings as always being this positive, uplifting experience. And that's not always the case. Sometimes blessings come and we go, oh, no. But in the bigger picture of things, it turns out to be a beautiful thing for our experience. So recognizing that, what is coming, especially when we talk about transformation and this idea of supernova energy, what we're looking at here is that something may happen in our experience that shifts some things for us. So to be open and curious in the sense of like, okay, where is this meant to take me? It's okay that I feel a certain way about it, but also I want to be open to see like what is the blessing in this.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we can't make this stuff up, right? So for the liquid crystal, we got Amazonite.
Goodness.
Amazonite. And it's the middle road. So that's all about that balance that we were talking about, the light and the dark and coming together for balance. So finding your balance this month is going to be important. I'm just going to put that up because this is like an activation card. Amazonite's a beautiful one for heart healing and stuff too. And so you can see here, there's the light language in the center. If you just take a look at that, help to activate something for you in your energy.
Beautiful. Beautiful. It's amazing the way that things kind of unfold, isn't it? Can't make it up.
Nope.
The next deck that I pulled from, actually, it's the Star Temple, and 3 cards came out, and I was like, no. And I was about to put them back, and they were like, oh, no. Okay, fine. I won't put them back. But it's interesting because the one card is a father card, one is a mother card, and one is a child card. So that's really interesting to see in terms of this energy. And so the first card that I got is Father of the Sky. Now, Father of the Sky is in this deck. You'll see it has like Atlas here. And so this is in the Atlas and Pleione energy. And so these are the when we go through all of the stars that make up the Pleiades constellation. And so the Atlas star is, again, Greek mythology, and we can get into all of that, but the Atlas and Pleione are the lovers, right? They're the parents. And so they're, they have their 7 daughters. And the energy, it says, is, I release the weight of the world from my shoulders. So again, part of this transformation that we're looking at is our ability to kind of release and to let go of what we've been holding on to. And I think that that's, again, the past, the karmic stuff that, Tanys was talking about, all of that energy. It's so important for us to be able to work towards release, because the more that we hold on to it, the harder it is to be able to navigate through, and all. So the next card that I got is the Mother of the Sea. So again, I said father and then mother. And this is Pleione, right? So again, Atlas and Pleione. And this says, I surrender to the boundless creative flow of the ocean. Right? And so when we're in that place of being able to take the weight off of our shoulders, then we can surrender to the flow, because we're not being weighed down. We're not being held in that difficult, heavy energy that, causes us to feel like we're going to drown when we're trying to be in flow. And it's really interesting because the final card that I got, it's the little star, right? The little star. And this is Selena. And this one is the smallest star in the Pleiades constellation. So it's the youngest of the seven sisters. And, it's definitely hard for us to spot her because she's darker in the sky. But being the child, it says, my inner child is whole and complete. And I think that this is such a beautiful thing for us in this energy, right? We're releasing, we're letting go, we're holding space. And even if we don't see it, even if it's not clear, even if it isn't shining bright with all of the signs going, look at you, look what you've done, it's okay, because we can still be in this beautiful energy of knowing it's okay. I am still complete. Whether I see it or not, whether I experience it yet or not, I can know that I'm in that space and that I'm feeling that completeness.
Absolutely. Very nice. So you had a lot of creative energy there. And so with the Oracle of the Universe cards, we got this one, which is about creation. So it's a nebula card, and it's about creation, and it's eagle. So really get that higher view, right? Have a view from above. And you can see some beautiful sacred geometry there at the top. Lots of light in the background. So it's really allowing yourself to be above a situation and looking down at it gives you a different perspective, right? It's objective, or that silent observer. And the other card that came out was Flame, Ingenuity, again, a nebula card. And so that is also about transformation. So we've had some of that. And stepping into ingenuity, right? We're problem solving. How do we want to solve these problems opportunities for growth? How are we going to step into these opportunities for growth, right?
Yeah.
Ingenuity is what we're going to do.
Absolutely. So the next deck, which is the Priestess deck, I got the Emerald Tablet. And the Emerald Tablet, this is the Tablet of Thoth, and it's alchemy, universal law, conscious creation. This energy is beautiful, right? Because when we talk about releasing, we are also creating at the same time. And so this idea of getting that higher view, like you were just saying, Tanys, but also with the flame, right? We're allowing ourselves to release. The flame also alchemizes. There is this beautiful energy here where as we are releasing, we are also in conscious creation. And, with the universe being here to guide us and to help us, this tablet, right? It is a guide to that alchemizing energy and our, that spiritual alchemy piece as well. And so it's such a beautiful thing to go, yeah, this is here and it is guiding us and it is helping us in this journey. We're not alone in it. And that's wonderful.
Absolutely. And so this one here is the Inner Temple Oracle. And we have Inner Winter. I mean, we have Inner Winter and Inner Summer on here, which in many ways, this one speaks to that balancing that we've been talking about as well. But the Inner Winter is that self-discovery, going inside, right? Winter is about that self-discovery, hibernation, going inside and deciding. And this feels like it's really about, let's decide now what we want to create going forward, right? Go inside and look at what you want from inside to go outside. That's the transformation or transmutation process that we go through. So step into that inner winter while you reflect on what you want to go through or create.
Beautiful. And then the Light Code Apothecary, I don't know if you guys saw, the first time there was like 7 or 8 cards that fell in, and I was like, no. And then I did it again and 2 fell. So, we're going to go with that. The first one is the say the word, Jen. Optimum Key or Chi. This is about optimizing our life force energy. And it says move blocked life force, increase energy flow. And again, there is light language on here. So I'm going to give you guys a moment to just sit with that energy and to see that activation. Because again, so much of what we're talking about is that ability to remove what doesn't serve us anymore so that we can make space for what is meant to come in. And a way to do that, the next card I got is Smoke Blessings. And Smoke Blessings is about smudging. It's about holding that space to be able to clear. So it says smudge with incense, wood, resins, or herbs. So again, just really sitting in that light language energy and go, okay, I'm going to allow myself to sit and to be cleared with the smoke of whatever it is that resonates for you so that you can hold space for what is meant to come in, right? We have to remove and cleanse in order for new to come in. And really, I feel like that has been the theme of this reading, is we're in a time of cleansing. We are still definitely shedding. Allow that to happen so that what is meant to come and what we're meant to bring in, these, things that we're guided towards, can freely come to us.
And I'm actually hearing that our guides would like to bring through some resource for clearing and blessing in light language. So please remember, if you're not familiar with light language, just feel the energy. You don't need to try to understand it. Just allow the energy to permeate through. Okay. Netita turi kitatanaya turi. Istaya tataranaya taturi titatanaya tatatore. Tipepatikitatataya tatori tinini. Era tatatikitaya tatutori tinini tatatore. Era tatatia skiara. Ampara tiranaya tatiduri kiti. Istiti tire kira mi menini. Ire mi tataya turiki. Iskitaya tonanania tataria tekaboredenia. Antara titadaya turiki. Askatara datana. Ampure tira tak. So you could certainly tell the first part was that clearing, and the second part was definitely a blessing and feeling much more love coming through.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for holding space for that for us.
Absolutely. My pleasure. My pleasure. Do you have any final words for our...
I think I said them. So
beautiful. Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us for our galactic reading. We look forward to sharing this with you again next month, middle of the month, where our guides come through and let us know what's coming for humanity.
And stay tuned, like and subscribe, because we are going to start doing the live ones again. It's just a matter of figuring out exactly when. And because we tend to just kind of pop up sometimes, like and subscribe, and that will help you to be able to be on and catch them as we do.
Absolutely. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you soon. Take care now.